Pool House in Southern California. It is your host with the Bearded Betters podcast. How are we doing after a tough day for yours truly? Yikes. Well, the worst case doomsday scenario happened for me and for us now, didn't it? The draft goes very predictably 1, 2, and 3. But I thought if anyone was going to be overdrafted, it was going to be Jalen Suggs. He was the final piece of me winning a Peloton. He has come from a school so deeply rooted in making good basketball players with Gonzaga University. There's nothing else there to do except drink and basketball, and these guys choose the latter. So for me personally, to lose out on our Evan Mobley over 3.5 for a quarter of a unit or a 0.33 of a unit, wherever you got the price at, hedge, as well as Jalen Suggs does not go 4th overall. He goes 5th overall. Our play loses both ways. Absolute disaster. And to top it off, the cherry on top of this shit whipped cream pie is a guy with a little boy name, gets picked 4th overall. Scotty Barnes is taken by the Toronto Raptors instead of Jalen Suggs, an absolute beast, number 1 player out of high school for the Gonzaga University. Jalen Suggs goes to the Orlando Magic at number 5. Well, double loss, 2 units down the drain, as well as it being the TikTok curse. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you did not, check it out. I've got the handle Bearded Betters. It's locked for some reason. So what I'm posting on right now on TikTok is Corey Sports Betting. If you have a TikTok, Corey Sports Betting, and it'll pop up. I got a lot of good little high fives and head nods for making the TikTok. I really liked the play. Check it out. Follow your boy. I feel like that's going to be a daily occurrence now, especially as we have Las Vegas to watch these NBA draftees play in the Summer League. It should be our return to live betting for basketball, and it should be a good time had by at least most of us. I've taken it in stride. We did so well in the college basketball season to then go on, and myself, I lose my big play horribly, and then I went 1-2 on my gambles. Joshua Christopher was my first that I thought over 32.5. If one type of player would fall, it would be a young and inexperienced. Nope. He goes 24th. The good thing is, so damn. Don't worry. I'm going to take today to scout out exactly what I have going on at the Summer League and how we can bet these teams to perfection. There's no official play for today. I'm not running scared. I'm not fading away after a public TikTok loss. Don't you worry. I just want to know exactly when and where I will be betting wise, because for the Summer League, there's the Thomas and Mack Center, and then right adjoined with the stadium, it's a small high school gym called the Cox Pavilion. Cox is a TV provider. They're also Quest, and I think CenturyLink, which is whatever Seattle's field is called now for the Sounders and the Seahawks. That's who owns Cox Pavilion. I'm not sure why they haven't taken it over like they do with the Seahawks Stadium, but Cox remains Cox Pavilion at UNLV's campus. There's different times, staggered by 1 hour. It's general admission, so I'm going to probably be the dork that's in line an hour early, get a great courtside seat for the venue, and enjoy for the day. The bad side is, if I want to hop around between venues, I lose my spot if someone would just take it. So I'm going to see what kind of teams we have lined up. If there's one team that I think is extremely overvalued, for instance, whoever the heck decided at the 6th overall pick for the Oklahoma City Thunder to take Josh Giddey, hey, you guys had like 19 first-round picks. They're not worth all that much if you're forced into taking bad plays, or worse, you overdraft like they did here. So Josh Giddey is probably the biggest overdraft. There was one absolutely gross play in this draft, and it just happened to be ours with Scotty Barnes and Jalen Suggs swapping places at number 4 and number 5. So I'm going to sit down and see a team like the Thunder. Who are they going to be playing in the Summer League? Are we going to rely on Josh Giddey to carry this team in the Summer League? If so, I'm going to put myself at as many Thunder games as possible. In turn, I started to like the Orlando Magic. I thought they had Suggs as a good steal at number 5. But Franz Wagner from the University of Michigan kind of dampens my hope. So I'm going to go over and see exactly what's gone on. see what kind of teams that we have left, who should be on the Summer League roster, and with the draft today and the existing players already on that team, if there's one team that stands out, one team that I think could be easily beaten, and then I will schedule our games so I can be there live betting as fast as possible, even faster than the books by being on site directly. So that's the plan for today. I will also be talking to Mikey Lowe, which should be out for Saturday's episode of the Bearded Betters. We're going to be talking Stanford football, Louisville, UCF, and good old Vanderbilt in the SEC, who now welcomes in the University of Oklahoma and Texas. Big 12 is up in arms about it. They were down to 10 teams. Now they're down to 8. What is going to happen to their conference? So, all of that being said, today will be a scheduling day, talking to Mike and getting our college football action for our next trip, which is Louisville, Kentucky, and Nashville, Tennessee. Back-to-back days, back-to-back games in the span of 24 hours. Fun times to be had in September if you will be joining me on those in the Discord, in person, or anything in between. What does that mean, Corey? I'm not exactly sure either. Let's move on. All right. What is the news that is going around the league before we wrap it up and call it a day? Well, we've got to tell you what's up. This has been a big news day. Not only was it the NBA draft, but the baseball trade deadline was full of big moves. Pretty much a staple in Chicago. Anthony Rizzo, their first baseman, someone that Binu has been betting on head-to-head many times, myself included. I've bet on Rizzo. The Chicago Cubs make a deal with the New York Yankees to send Rizzo there. He's such a Yankees acquisition, just some team that will overpay for him, give him a huge contract. So Rizzo goes from one cool city in Chicago to another in the bright lights of New York and somewhere close by. That all be November 2nd to November 7th. Boston. I'm there for Boston College in the UMass game. Blah on that one. The Kyle Schwarber of the Washington Nationals makes his move to Boston. Not too far geographically of a move for him. And the Red Sox are buyers at the market as well. So the Yankees are trying to buy themselves out of a hole. The Red Sox say not so fast. We are going to add power of our own. And it doesn't stop there. The LA Dodgers, right down the road from me, getting Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals. They're trading their whole team, the Nationals are. So they've completely given up. It is going to be a prospects for starters trade. Right now, the Dodgers are sending 4 prospects on the way to Washington, D.C. But surprisingly, they're not crazy. They're the 36th and the 74th best players in baseball, best prospects in baseball, says MLB.com. You know what I mean? It's like you're giving up Max Scherzer, who was an absolute beast for the Diamondbacks. They only traded him because he throws the ball funny. And then now the Dodgers are taking on 2 players in a win-now move. For sure, they're best 2 prospects, but they're not can't miss. 36 and 74, I wish these guys the best, like Binu tried to say in taking down Adam Short over the last few days. We're not taking it a dig against him, but saying that this is the Dodgers' best 2 picks and people freaking out about it, saying that, no, Washington got a good haul here. It's kinda, but saying the best 2 is a lot different than if I said the 36th and the 74th best players in the prospect system. So I believe LA has made a good move here. I think this is all good deals where the buyers are getting the better value instead of the sellers kind of just saying, I guess we have to get rid of these guys. Fuck. So the Dodgers make their move. 2 teams in the American League East make theirs. I like what I'm seeing. What I don't like that I'm seeing is what is happening to the college football landscape. Now, Mikey Lowe was up in arms today, and I agree with him. Because college football, look, when they just didn't even have a playoff system and it was whoever these writers voted on, number 1 and number 2, there could be a 3rd great team that year. And we're like, no, we needed to see that 3rd team. So we had a great invention. Let's make the college football season really count and leave it up to only 4 teams to settle it in the final 4. Why is that cool? Well, it makes the regular season matter. As we know from betting the NBA, the regular season doesn't mean anything. It's 82 wasted games that they won't cut down because let's just say there's 82 games. And then let's say now with the max contracts like Chris Paul, he makes $41 million, okay? So 41 divided by 82. Chris Paul next year will get paid more because he makes $44 million. Will make more than $500,000 per game. Rookies in Major League Baseball make that in 1 year. if they're lucky to make the bigs. So Chris Paul, when he thinks about how bullshit an 82-game season is, he also chooses not to vote in favor of shortening it to maybe like 68 games. You know why? Because 82 minus 68 is 14. And those 14 games, which Chris Paul makes $500,000, he's not willing to say, oh, I have to give up $7 million to be right? I'm going to be wrong. And the same thing with LeBron. It's the same thing. They voted to make more money and for the regular season not to matter. It doesn't matter that they did that. That was their choice as a players union. But they can't also cry at the same time in saying the regular season is too long because it's your fault. It's your representative's fault. So in our one last domain where the regular season matters in college football, because only 4 teams make it, there's a lot more than 4 great programs year to year. Now, elite ones, there may only be 1 or 2, but there's a lot of deserving challengers a lot of times. So for that to go from 4 to 8 puts the college football landscape in an interesting light, because now we're not debating 4 and 5 anymore. That's long gone. It's now gotten worse. We're going to debate 8 versus 9. So in a few years, whenever a random school, pick a random school. Did you pick one? The University of North Texas. Fantastic. Let's say they go 13-0 and they're knocking on the door. They're maybe 11, 10 or 9. Are they deserving of hopping into the Big 8 like Boise State and TCU would have done back in the day? Do we have to babysit fringe teams like maybe Ole Miss or Tennessee has a 1-loss season and then they should be in because they play in the SEC? Where are we going with it? You know what I'm saying? It's between 4 teams. We can pretty much dwindle down to 5 good teams. Maybe 1 gets screwed. TCU certainly did the very first year of the playoff in 2015, which was good because I'm an Oregon Duck, and that almost led to us winning a national championship. But if it gets up to 6, 8, even more than that teams, it loses a bit of the lust because it's not a true championship where we tune in for that Final Four. So in my thoughts there, I know Mikey Lowe is punching his punching bag right now going, fuck yes, Corey gets it. And I got you, Mike. Don't you worry. I think a lot of beards will weigh in on this issue. So tell me what you think. Do you like the let everyone in? Give the North Texas team who runs the table a try. We could have got to see what UCF was all about just a few years ago. Or does it need to remain this prestigious thing like Augusta National or all these hard to get in venues? Completely up to you. Completely up to me. Share your opinions with me. So we're going to leave it there. There's a big NHL free agency move. There's some big Olympic records that have been broken. We'll save it for tomorrow's show. Feel like we're at a good point here. Mull that one over. Do we want to keep something at a 4-team playoff to keep it special? Or should we let more and more people in? Let me know what you think in the football channel of the Discord. I know Mikey Lowe will be down to debate. Mikey Lowe will be on tomorrow's episode. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking 4 college football teams, the most recent teams that I will be traveling to come September 17th and the 18th. Louisville, Kentucky. We're hitting Louisville Slugger. I didn't know that Muhammad Ali was such a legend there. You can walk to Indiana from Louisville just across this bridge, so that's going to be cool. Cole, who has been killing it in the soccer channel of our Discord, he is from there. I don't know if we have any other Louisville beards. I've had messages from Kentucky, but I don't know specifically. Louisville, and then Tennessee, we'll see Beijing Bubba, Drink the Juice, Mike's Graphics. Just rattling off a few names of who we're going to see if you are a Discord listener, as always. Appreciate being part of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.